Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have to tell you, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, but this one is shaping up to be a game changer for the Steelers. There's a lot of buzz around the league right now, and especially in Pittsburgh, about a potential blockbuster move that could really elevate the secondary to a whole new level. And no, I'm not talking about just signing some average cornerback or hoping for a breakout season from a young guy. We're talking about a player who's been recognized as one of the best at his position when healthy, someone who could come into Pittsburgh and immediately change the complexion of the defense. I'm talking about Jaire Alexander, the Packers' star cornerback, who just recently was released after months of rumors, speculation, and whispers about his future in Green Bay. Yes, you heard that right. After years of debate, injuries, and ups and downs, Green Bay finally decided to part ways with Jaire Alexander. Now, this isn't just a routine roster move. This is a statement from the Packers that they're looking to go in a different direction, maybe rebuild, maybe reset their secondary. But for teams like the Steelers, this is a golden opportunity. Because make no mistake, Alexander is one of those players who can lock down top receivers, make plays on the ball, and bring that swagger and confidence that every good corner needs. And the best part? He's now on the open market, which means he can choose where he wants to go in 2025. The buzz around the league, coming from insiders like Josina Anderson and others, is that 6 teams immediately reached out to Alexander once he hit free agency. That's a huge sign of how valued he still is, despite the injury setbacks and the missed games. And here's where it gets even more interesting for us Steelers fans. According to some reliable sources on social media, notably at Slick Rick Scoops, the Steelers have already inquired about Alexander's availability. But it doesn't stop there. They've also shown interest in Jalen Ramsey, the other big-name cornerback who's been in trade rumors for months now. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a blockbuster move, right? Well, it might be. Because if you think about it, the Steelers have been solid in their secondary but lack that elite shutdown corner to really take the defense to another level. Sure, they brought in Darius Slay in free agency, a proven veteran who can still shut down top receivers, and guys like Joey Porter Jr. and Beanie Bishop Jr. have shown promise. But adding a guy like Alexander, especially if he's fully healthy and motivated, could be the missing piece in Pittsburgh's puzzle. And let's not forget, if Alexander signs with the Steelers, he instantly becomes a starter. That's a huge upgrade for the secondary and a statement to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh is serious about contending again. And speaking of health, that's been Alexander's biggest obstacle. Over the past 4 seasons, he's missed 34 games, which is unacceptable for a player of his caliber. Injuries have always been the concern, but when healthy, he's a game changer. Think back to his Pro Bowl seasons and All-Pro nods. This is the kind of talent that can turn the tide of a game with a single play. So I have no doubt that Alexander, if he lands in Pittsburgh, will be motivated to prove the critics wrong and show that he's still among the elite. Now, here's an interesting twist. If Alexander signs with the Steelers, it would be a reunion with Aaron Rodgers, who played in Green Bay with him from 2018 to 2021. That connection could make the transition smoother, and Rodgers has already been talking about how much he values the guys he's played with and how chemistry matters. Imagine Rodgers throwing to his former teammate, knowing exactly how he plays, what routes he likes, and how to get him in position to make those game-changing plays. That could make the Steelers' offense even more lethal, especially if the secondary is locking down the opposing receivers. But let's talk about the other player involved in these rumors, Jalen Ramsey. He's still with the Miami Dolphins, but there's a lot of talk about him being traded to Pittsburgh if the opportunity arises. Ramsey is a different kind of player, more aggressive, fiery, and with a knack for big plays. The thing is, he'd probably require a trade package, which complicates things a bit more than signing Alexander as a free agent. So, in terms of ease and immediate impact, Alexander seems to be the more straightforward option. Plus, his familiarity with Rodgers could give him an advantage, making Pittsburgh a very attractive landing spot. And let's not forget, the Steelers have been quietly building a strong defense, but adding an elite corner like Alexander could elevate that unit to a top-5 defense in the league. Think about it. With Minkah Fitzpatrick controlling the back end, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith rushing from the edges, and now a lockdown corner like Alexander, opposing offenses could be in real trouble. That kind of talent infusion not only boosts the defense, but also sends a message to the AFC North and the rest of the league. Pittsburgh is back, and they're not messing around. Now, I want to get into some of the stats and achievements that make Alexander such a compelling target. He's got 2 Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors under his belt. These aren't just participation awards, they're recognition of his dominance on the field. When fully healthy, he's capable of shadowing the opponent's best receiver, forcing turnovers, and making those crucial tackles and deflections that can change the course of a game. And anyone who's watched him play knows, he has that rare combination of speed, size, and football IQ that makes him a nightmare for quarterbacks. But of course, the rumors are just that, rumors. We're still waiting for official confirmation from the league and the teams involved. The NFL offseason is a giant chess game, with trades, signings, and cutdowns happening almost daily. The Steelers are known for their shrewd moves and being aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. And in this case, signing Alexander would be a statement move, signaling that they're willing to go all in to contend in 2025. The fan base in Pittsburgh is buzzing, and rightfully so. This isn't just about acquiring a talented player. It's about re-establishing the Steelers' reputation as a team that's not afraid to make bold moves. For years, the Steelers have been built on a foundation of tough, disciplined football, and adding a player of Jaire Alexander's caliber would continue that legacy. Plus, it would give young players like Porter Jr. a chance to learn from one of the best and elevate the entire secondary. As we look ahead to what the Steelers' offseason might hold, keep in mind that these rumors could turn into reality very soon. The team has the cap space, the motivation, and the strategic need for an elite corner. The question is, will Pittsburgh pull the trigger, or will other teams step in and steal Alexander away? Either way, we're in for an exciting ride, and I know Steelers fans are eager to see how this story unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Steelers are in a unique position. They've been building a competitive roster through smart drafts, shrewd signings, and a coaching staff that emphasizes discipline and resilience. But to get over the hump and truly contend for a Super Bowl, they need that extra piece, someone who can turn a good defense into a great one. And if the rumors are true, adding Jaire Alexander could be just that. Remember, he's still in his prime when healthy, and Pittsburgh's culture could be the perfect environment for him to thrive again. The impact of such a move wouldn't just be about on-field performance. It's about confidence, leadership, and sending a message to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh isn't just aiming to compete, they're aiming to dominate. The AFC North is already tough, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns all investing heavily to improve their rosters. The Steelers need to respond in kind, and acquiring a player like Alexander would be a clear statement of intent. In the end, what really excites me, and I know excites all of you, is the possibility of seeing such a talented player don the black and gold. It's about adding another chapter to the Steelers' rich history of legendary defenders. It's about seeing that Steelers swagger back on the field, intimidating opponents and making plays when it counts. And for us fans, it's about hope, anticipation, and that thrill of the offseason where anything can happen. So what do you think? Do you believe the Steelers will pull off this move? Do you think Alexander is the perfect fit for what Pittsburgh needs right now? Or do you see other options emerging? Whatever your thoughts, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing your opinions and debates, because that's what makes being a Steelers fan so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, analysis, and all the latest from the Steel City. So stay tuned because the best is yet to come. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with rumors swirling about Alexander and Ramsey, the Steelers are right at the center of it. Keep your eyes peeled, stay passionate, and let's see how this story unfolds. Because when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, we know one thing for sure: they're always aiming for greatness.